Today's conversation is one I've been eager to have because something is happening in our world that most people feel long before they have the language for it. Before we begin, if you've been enjoying the show or you want to make sure you don't miss an episode, be sure to click the subscribe button below on this video or subscribe on your podcast app. It's how others can find the show. Now, I want to name something clearly. What you're witnessing in the world right now, the instability, the noise, the unraveling of systems that once felt solid, is not a mistake. And it's not something that went wrong. It's something that's working. We're living inside of a breakdown that was always meant to happen because the structures we inherited were never designed to hold the kind of humans we are becoming now. Now, this episode isn't about AI. It isn't about technology, and it isn't even about business. It's about evolution. It's about what happens when the old world exhausts itself and a new one begins to rise through us. If you felt unsettled, disoriented, or even strangely calm in the middle of all of this, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not losing your footing. You're standing at the threshold of something new. And the truth is, you didn't arrive here by accident. You chose to be here for this moment. And let's talk about why. You can see it in the news. You can feel it in business. You can sense it in your body when you're scrolling or sitting in another meeting that feels strangely disconnected from what's real. Many people are calling it chaos or disruption or even uncertainty. I've even heard it called decline. But I want to offer a different perspective. It's one that I believe is more accurate, more hopeful, and more aligned with what many of us came here to this moment in history to do. The system isn't failing, it's breaking open, and those are two very different things. I recently read an article by Sam Woods that I'll link in the show notes. He made a compelling point. We are leaving the old world faster than we can make sense of it. This digital landscape has become a carnival. It's full of noise, spectacle, false signals, and content that looks real but isn't rooted in anything human. AI accelerates that collapse by revealing just how fragile our old foundations really were. And this isn't a technological shift. It's an epistemic collapse, a breakdown in how we determine what's true, who we trust, and what we believe. And this is the part I want to underline. This collapse is not an accident. It is an initiation. It is the falling away of an operating system that was never built for the kind of humans we are becoming. For decades, centuries even, we've lived inside of systems built on separation and hierarchy, performance and productivity, extractive leadership, and institutions designed to contain us rather than awaken us. These structures served their purpose in their time, but they weren't built for unity. They weren't built for coherence, and they weren't built for heart-led leadership or a rising consciousness. And they certainly weren't built for a world where humans are meant to live aligned with their identity, their purpose, and their truth. So now the structures are breaking, not out of failure, but out of completion. Just like a snake sheds its skin, like a caterpillar dissolves before becoming something new, our world is dissolving the systems that can't hold the next evolution. And here's the part that feels important to say out loud. You are alive right now because you're part of the group meant to navigate this transition. It's not random. Something in you volunteered for this moment. As the old world collapses, the new world emerges, not through technology, but through consciousness. And right now, we're seeing the rise of leadership that is heart-centered. Compassion as a business advantage. Be sure to check out the book by Graham Alcott called Kind. It's no accident. It was named the 2025 Best Leadership Book of the Year. We'll put that in the show notes. We're also seeing formation of community as the new currency, resonance over credentials, presence over performance, and identity over image. The article calls this the return to the guilds. These are small, high-trust communities where reputation is earned through lived experience, not perfection. If you resonate with spirituality, this is the rise of higher frequency living. It's a shift toward unity, connection, and coherence. So what does this mean for business? It's the return to what we've been craving. Real relationships, true belonging, and leaders who actually embody what they say. People are not looking for the loudest voice anymore. They're looking for the clearest one. It's not the most polished one. Instead, they're looking for the most human, not the most strategic voice. It's the one that's the most aligned. Not the most visible one, the most coherent. This is an identity-first leadership, and it's not just a framework. It's the energetic signature of the next era. I want to speak directly to the entrepreneurs, executives, and leaders who listen to this podcast. If you've been feeling the tension, the pull, the restlessness, the knowing that the way you've always operated no longer fits, you're not behind and you're not lost. You're not failing. You're evolving. You are shedding an identity that was built for a world that no longer exists, and your body knows it before your mind does. You're not meant to optimize the old system. You're meant to build what comes next. So let me put this language around the evolution underway without drifting into abstraction. Here's what the next era of leadership looks like in the real world. Leaders who can be present, not just productive. Communities built on trust, not transaction. Business decisions guided by clarity instead of fear. Identity as the foundation, not the afterthought. Voices that resonate because they're rooted in truth, and humans choosing meaning over performance metrics. This is what many people have called the new earth. It's a consciousness shift where the heart leads. Unity replaces separation, and leaders understand that energy is not a soft skill. It is the actual strategy. In business terms, it looks like coherence alignment, embodied leadership, relational trust, intentional community, and meaningful work. And it's already happening. The leaders who thrive in the next decade will be the ones who master not more tools, but who master themselves. I want to speak a truth that I know someone listening needs to hear right now. You were not meant to ascend the old ladder. You were meant to build the new table. You are here in this year, in this moment in history, because your voice, your identity, and your energetic presence are needed in the construction of what comes next. The breakdown is not something to fear. It is something to understand. It's to navigate and to participate in. Because when the noise falls away, the world isn't asking for more content. It's asking for more of you. Your coherence and your clarity, your compassion and your leadership, the system is breaking open so that you and people like you can rise. So pay attention to what feels real. Follow the people who feel grounded. Build with the ones who make you more of yourself. Stay close to the spaces where truth feels safe. Honor the communities where you can be witnessed, not performed. And let your identity lead before strategy ever enters the conversation. Because this moment in history isn't about returning to what was, it's about rising into what's next. And you are right on time. You chose to be here for this, and we can walk through this together. And before you move on with your day, I want to invite you to a moment of reflection. You may remember episode 202. It was about 9 episodes back. It was the one where I later described the episode as what I saw as the future before we lived it. And at the time, we were naming a feeling, a quiet knowing, a sense that the ground was shifting, even though that the world hadn't caught up yet. Now, the world is caught up. So I want you to take a breath with me and gently ask yourself, where have I been trying to hold together something that is clearly ready to fall away? What identities, roles, or definitions of success no longer fit who I'm becoming? Where have I been waiting for clarity to come from the outside instead of trusting what I already know inside of my body? And now ask this one and take your time with it. If this breakdown is part of the evolution, what might it be making space for in me? You don't need to answer right now, and you don't need a plan. You don't need certainty. This moment isn't asking you to fix the world. It's asking you to remember who you are as the world changes. It's about leading with presence instead of panic, Choosing connection over control to trust what's emerging through you, it's not random. It's actually you being responsive. Just like we said back in episode 202, the future doesn't arrive all at once. It reveals itself through those who are willing to listen early. And if this episode resonated, stay close to what feels true. Build with people who help you become more of yourself. And remember, the system didn't break to stop you. It broke so you could rise. And if you're struggling to figure out your next direction, that's what I do. I help you reclaim the identity of who you are and what you're here to do. You can find out how to reach me in the show notes below. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for joining me.